Welcome back, Canonites, to the monthly recap, and what a month it's been. Let's not waste any time and dive right in. We start off with, in case you missed it, this month having seen the release of a whopping 13 videos. I haven't actually checked, but I think that might be a record, both in the time I've been doing these recaps and just for Halo canon in general. I don't know for sure, but it's certainly up there. Anyway. We first had a video covering all the new Halo Infinite related Mega CONSTRUX sets that are now hitting stores and what they could imply for the game. We then had a pre-Xbox event Q&A, followed by an early access stream of Halo 3 on PC. Once Halo 3 officially released, I of course released my terminal and skull guides. The skull guide actually goes over the ones found in both campaign and multiplayer. Then I released something I'm extremely proud of, my Battle of Installation 04 timeline, bringing together the events of Halo CE, Halo the Flood, Fireteam Raven, and several other sources. After that, I got to unbox the SDCC exclusive Master Chief Mega CONSTRUX box. Then I covered the Halo 3 edition of Oni Archives, followed by a video going over all the known Sentinel classes from the games and expanded universe. And then at this point, we enter the Halo Infinite video barrage, starting with a live reaction of the entire Xbox event. Following that, I put up my initial reaction and thoughts on the reveal, followed by a detailed breakdown of everything we saw and heard surrounding it, and closed up the month with an initial armory video going over the weapons we saw in the demo plus a few others we might see. And while I still have plenty more Halo Infinite news to talk about, that does it for videos for now. As usual, everything is linked in the description box below if you haven't seen them already. From there, we move on to official news and releases. At the start of the month, we got a look at several new Halo Mega CONSTRUX sets, many of which are now hitting store shelves and can be ordered online. I've gotten several of them myself so far, and they have been great builds. Moving on, through July 19th, all Rec Pack proceeds in Halo 5 were donated to the NAACP Legal Defense Fund, a very worthwhile cause. On the esports side of things, HCS started a new video series featuring the Shyway, a fantastic YouTuber, breaking down insane plays and highlighting skilled players. July 14th, of course, saw the release of Halo 3 to MCC on PC with a ton of new features. Halo 3, of course, got the customary overhaul on customization to line up with its Xbox 360 counterpart, but a whole lot more was included. PC players finally get to enjoy Forge for all the games it's available in that are currently released, as well as Theater. Forge has a ton of new items both on PC and Xbox, and new features like Spawn Physics, a feature originally introduced in Halo Reach. Halo CE also got a ton of brand new customization options as part of the MCC Battle Pass's new season. And don't worry, all the Reach gear is still present, still unlockable, as will be the CE stuff when Season 3 launches. Previous seasons will never go away and will always be available. And to help unlock stuff, the new challenge system was fully integrated, bringing a ton of PvP and PvE challenges for players to unlock new stuff from MCC's Battle Pass. The release for Halo 3 on PC has been pretty damn good overall, probably the best since Reach, and actually I'd say it was better than Reach's. Audio issues have been significantly fewer than previous ports, and the game is buttery smooth all around. It's unfortunate this wasn't the case from the start, but props to 343 for sticking it out and trying to fix the experience, which is a still ongoing process I want to point out. Along with Halo 3's PC launch, we of course got the new Oni Archives video as previously discussed, along with a new Halo 3 mousepad on the Halo Gear site. July 23rd though, that was the big day. After another year of waiting, we finally got our next big Halo Infinite reveal as part of Xbox's July 2020 event. Consisting of a beautifully pre-rendered trailer, an 8-minute game demo, and a campaign trailer, there's been a lot to be excited about. I know not everyone is necessarily happy about what they saw, but for me, I've been pretty ecstatic. I still have my concerns, but if nothing else, Infinite is still going to be fun to play. At the same time, Mega CONSTRUX released its own Master Chief collection of sorts, a set that included all the iterations of Master Chief's armor across the games as Mega CONSTRUX figures. It was pretty dope. Following that, 343 released an employee spotlight on Ani Shastri, development manager for 343's graphic teams, focusing on his work on the Halo Infinite demo. On July 28th, the Nerf MA40 was put up for pre-order, and 343 announced a partnership with Razer, though I believe details have yet to be revealed. That same day, 343 released a huge interview with composer Gareth Coker, who will be providing music for Halo Infinite alongside Curtis Schweitzer and Joel Corlitz. I hope I got those names right. The interview was released alongside a sample of Halo Infinite's new soundtrack. On July 29th, we got the official cover art for The Art of Halo Infinite, and as the month wrapped up, it was confirmed that Halo Infinite's multiplayer would be free to play. We also got a massive article confirming a ton of new information about Infinite, such as the new BR being the BR75, couch co-op returning, LAN support, and more. I'll be talking about all these details in the near future, so don't worry. And of course, closing out this section as usual is an overview of the MCC development blog, which is just as juicy as ever. It starts with a look at how fixes and updates to audio and MCC work, sitting down with Yoav Ratner of Waves Audio. He breaks down his experience with audio in general and how audio worked in classic Halo 3 and what needs to be done to get it to sound as best it can in MCC. The article next goes into Halo 3 hit registration issues and how that's being handled, with a wonderful 20-minute breakdown of why these issues exist and current plans to address them. It's a worthwhile presentation that I highly recommend if you're interested in the technical side of things. From there, we get an interview with design director Max Schlager and technical designer Dana Jerpak, sorry if I butchered those names, to talk about Halo 3 ODST and MCC Season 3. To sum things up, Season 3 will include new weapons, skins, visors, and other similar content for Halo 3, and it'll all start when ODST is added to MCC on PC. We get a bit of a preview of what to expect on that front, with some images showing Spartans with skinned guns, but also holding Halo 3 ODST weapons. Are we getting the M6C SOCOM and silenced SMG in Halo 3? That would be awesome! The interview goes on to talk about Halo 3 ODST Firefight, revealing that it will have matchmaking support like Halo Reach, along with custom games options. To say I'm ecstatic is an understatement. This is something I've wanted from ODST since the game came out, so holy fuck yes. And it looks like the battle rifle is being added in, so that's cool. After that, we got some details on ODST's flighting, which will include customization, firefight, some campaign missions, and the usual new settings to test out. I can't wait to get my hands on this one. As usual, the update wraps up with a look at top reported issues and requested features and the state of these issues and features. What's rather exciting to see is the planned inclusion of crossplay and input-based matchmaking later this year, along with many other features that sound exciting. But with that, we wrap up the official news and releases, all of which can be found linked in the description box below. From there, we dive into community highlights, and as usual, there's some great stuff to be found this month. Starting things off is a 3D model of this old Fred 104 concept created by, and I'm sorry if I butcher this, Mohammad Rezazadeh Gilvani. The man did a spectacular job at bringing this concept to life, so be sure to check him out on ArtStation. Next, we have Xephorium, who painstakingly recreated the Halo 3 loading screen at 4K. It's a wonderfully accurate recreation, so be sure to check it out on Reddit and YouTube. After that, we have this wonderful piece featuring George 052 by DirtyLilRat. The big man would be proud. Check him out on Twitter. And then we have a video from Jerasunder titled A Constructive Criticism of 343 Industries. And while I don't agree with everything Jerasunder says, it's a great look back at where Halo has been since Bungie left the franchise. I'd recommend checking out the video. Next, we have this fantastic take on Linda 058 by Rio Skywalker. I absolutely love it. Check out Rio on ArtStation. After that, we have this really cool look at a Halo VR game by Glitch, using his custom-made Halo project. Check out Glitch on Twitter and YouTube, and consider giving him a follow. Next, we have this awesome custom art of Jeff Easterling, aka Grim Brother 1, as Master Beef, his Arby's-themed cosplay from Outpost Discovery last year. Check out the artist Vorpal on Twitter. On the subject of cosplay, we next have this fantastic one by Benedict Choy. You can check him out and follow him on Twitter and Instagram. After that, we have a spectacular video from Ascend Hyperion titled Halo's True Design Logic. In essence, it deconstructs the community myth about the Golden Triangle and talks about what Ascend calls the dance, the true pillar of Halo design. It's a fascinating video that's worth your time, so check it out on YouTube. You can also follow Ascend on Twitter. Next we have something that almost certainly doesn't need me talking about it, but I will nonetheless, because the more people that see this, the better. HiddenXperia recently got the pleasure of sitting down with former Halo and Destiny composer Marty O'Donnell to talk Halo, music, and more. It's a great interview with a lot of fascinating insights on music, audio, and Marty's history with gaming as a whole, so be sure to check it out. Also be sure to subscribe to Mr. O'Donnell's YouTube channel. He posts a ton of great videos about his music creation process and just old videos that he digs up, music and Halo related or otherwise. The guy is also really close to 100k subscribers, so let's get him there, Halo community. After that, we have the return of these amazing Pipecleaner figures by FuzzForge, one with George and the other with Master Chief. Be sure to check out FuzzForge on Twitter. Earlier this month, or close to the end of last month, I got to sit down with the folks over at SacredIconHalo and just talk for an hour and a half about Halo. We did focus a bit on my initial negative reactions to the Banished in Halo Infinite, but we talk about a lot of different stuff. If you're looking for a casual listen, then check this out. Also be sure to check out the rest of their catalog, there's a lot of interesting stuff in there. And on the subject of SacredIconHalo, their website released an article by Creighton Arvet, I'm sorry if I didn't get that right, about Cortana and her motivations in Halo 5. So consider checking that out as well. Next, we have this fantastic piece by Pixelflare of John117 and Kelly087 having just taken down a Banished Scarab. I always love Will's work, and Kelly's Gen 3 Mjolnir just looks spectacular here. Check him out on Twitter. After that, we have these very nice images, wallpapers I assume, by Spartan 0398. One with just the Chief, one with Chief and the Banished logo, another with the Reclaimer symbol, and a fourth with both. It's great work, so check him out on Twitter. Next up, we have a piece titled The Protector, depicting Kelly087 protecting Dr. Halsey from a pair of hunters. This render was created by Ishikawa Rin, who you may actually remember as Bailey. She recently rejoined Twitter and rebranded. If you loved her old work, be sure to check out her new account and give it a follow. Next, we have a cool weapon model created by StoneMonkey1 of an MA5A. Check it out on Twitter. In celebration of Halo 3's release on PC, Ethereal EOD put together a fan-made trailer for the game, and as usual, it's absolutely amazing. Check out Ethereal on Twitter. Next, we have this amazing 3D model of the Recluse armor by Bong, I'm sorry if I mispronounced that, on ArtStation. What really stuck out to me is the open version of the helmet, which I absolutely love. If this isn't something that Recluse does in canon, it absolutely should be. After that, we have this fantastic Mega Constructs piece highlighting the Banished. Check out its creator, Andrea Warmaster, on Twitter. Next, we have an amazing render by Jay Laughlin featuring a group of OC Spartans. Check out Jay Laughlin on Twitter. Another piece celebrating the release of Halo 3 on PC, we have this recreation of an old Halo 3 poster by Noah Ex Machina. Noah did an absolutely bang-up job, so be sure to check him out on Twitter. Next, we have this hilarious clip from Mince Blitz showing just why Halo 3 was the king back in the day. Check out Mince on Twitter and be sure to check out his YouTube channel where he shares more Halo clips. Next, we have a fantastic traditional media piece, Infinity emerging from the clouds in Requiem in oil paint. Check out the artist Sam and Tony on Twitter. After that, we have this amazing piece by Vin Gattuso featuring a hypothetical scene with Palmer and the Arbiter taking on Banished forces. Palmer especially looks great in her mixed generation armor. Check out Vin on Twitter. Next, we have a fantastic piece by Count's Cinema Paradiso titled For the Flag. Check out the Count on Twitter. And then we have a video from The Vengeful Vodom, the first part in a series going over the differences of an old beta build of Halo CE that recently linked. It's a fascinating look at how the game changed even just months before release. Check it out on Vengeful Vodom's YouTube channel along with the rest of his Halo beta analysis vids if you find this one interesting. Next up, we have an awesome new Halo fan project titled The Halo Catalog. This website endeavors to catalog all of Halo's merch that's been released since the franchise launched back in 2001, no small feat and one worth supporting. You can check out the site at halocatalog.net and follow the project on Twitter. After that, we have something very special. If any of you are Destiny fans, you've likely heard of Malin Games, aka Matt, a Destiny lore YouTuber. Recently, the bloke has been playing through the Halo games for the first time on his Twitch channel, and the reactions to some of this stuff, like the terminals or playing as Arbiter for the first time in Halo 2, are just, they're gold, man.
But you didn't tell, when you said terminal lore, I expected a fucking paragraph of voiceover. I didn't expect an emotional roller coaster of animation.
I always love seeing people experience Halo for the first times, and Matt's reactions just flood me with memories of my own such experiences. It's great stuff, so be sure to check it out. Speaking of first reactions, Brian David Gilbert of Polygon just spent the last year, and I do mean literally the last year, reading every Halo novel, and recording his reaction and experiences with them. It's fascinating to see how someone without any prior knowledge or experience with the franchise reacts to these books and the information within. Be sure to check out the video on YouTube. Our penultimate shoutout goes to Altay Davletov with a depiction of Carol Fohammer Raleigh in her full pilot gear. It's great to see the captain in all her glory. Be sure to check out Altay on Twitter. And as always, we wrap up with a shoutout for the Halo Community Spotlights on Halo Waypoint. This month featured 2 spotlights with a ton of artwork. As always, there's absolutely spectacular works and creations of all kinds throughout, more than I could ever possibly hope to cover in a video like this. Articles have their advantages, and this is one of them. These and all the works covered so far can be found linked in the description box below. And that wraps up the month of July. While it may be a while before we have more Halo Infinite news, there's still plenty to talk about in the wake of July. A lot of what's out there has been talked about by other YouTubers, but when have I ever let that stop me from making my own coverage, am I right? Until that time though, this has been Halo Canon. Thanks for watching, everyone. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please consider subscribing, and if you really love me, hit that notification bell and leave a thumbs up. These both really help out the channel. I wouldn't be where I am now without your views and support, so once again, thank you. Keep on being awesome, Canonites.